Hello, friends, family, and esteemed guests. Welcome to the virtual ceremony for the graduating class of 2020. We are honored to be your class elective representatives and to get to speak in front of you today.
Regardless of how the year ended, we are still proud of our class and everything we all have accomplished. From state tournaments and nationals appearances to an established fine arts program and incredible academic records, this class is truly a special one indeed.
The class of 2020 is one of the strongest classes to ever walk these halls. We have overcome incredible odds, together as a family. To name a few, our sophomore year, we were witness to a bomb threat and managed to overcome incredible prejudice toward our class at the homecoming bonfire.
The homecoming bonfire seems to be collectively our class's favorite memory. We each worked hard in making it a night to remember. Our sophomore year, we won every category and had an amazing time.
Even though our theme was deemed inappropriate, we bonded together to make our voices heard and got it approved. That was one of the first times our class really felt like a family.
Our classmates each contributed an incredible amount into making the bonfire a success. From the students who cooked, the students who led chants, and even those who organized, everyone had a hand in making it our favorite memory.
Junior year, we all struggled through chemistry and started to prepare for what we didn't know to be an extremely eventful senior year.
We each had incredibly high expectations for our last year at PHS, and 2019 was everything we could have hoped for. However, 2020 held some major challenges, including the outbreak of COVID-19, which brought our senior year to a halt.
With everything that has happened, it is still an incredible honor to get to graduate together as a class. With every step you take across that stage, you are making a step towards new beginnings.
We would like to thank each incredible staff member for getting us here today. We know that our class will go on to do great things.
We are very excited to welcome you all in honoring the prestigious class of 2020. We all worked incredibly hard to get here today.
And to our fellow classmates, congratulations, we did it.
Four years ago, when we were just beginning high school, we all had different expectations of what our graduation would be like. No matter how we imagined our conclusion of high school, I guarantee none of us could have thought of this scenario. Throughout our years of school, we have looked forward to this day. When we prepared for a hard test or was sitting in a class we didn't like, we probably thought this moment couldn't come soon enough. Many of us probably looked forward to this day because we were ready for it all to be over. We were ready to move on and start the next chapter of our life. However, when our parents got the phone call that told us we would not get even one more day of high school, many of us were devastated. And over the past few months, sitting at home, I wondered why. We could have easily been elated. We got an early end to waking up before the sun and sitting in classes all day. And our senior skip day is definitely one to remember. But the abrupt end also meant we missed out on things we had been looking forward to, like senior prom, senior breakfast, and our last concerts or competitions. However, I believe our disappointments stem from more than just these missed milestones. Maybe we were upset to no longer be seeing our educators daily. The teachers, staff, and administrators of Parsons High School truly are amazing. There have been many individuals at USD 503 that have helped me get to where I am and that I would like to thank. Because I don't have time to thank them all, I will instead thank only a few. First, I would like to thank Mr. Barkus for supporting all of my crazy ideas, from selling shots of pickle juice at the concession stand in 7th grade to painting on the walls of a high school as a senior. Next, I would like to thank Mrs. Wiles for helping me find my passion in healthcare and for encouraging me to make my goals a reality. And on behalf of my entire class, thank you to Mr. Duroni for putting up with all of our horseplay. While we miss our educators, I believe it is more than just our amazing staff that has made this change so difficult for us graduates. Most of us have known each other for years. Some of us have even been in classes with each other since grade school. Others have joined along the way. We have spent our previous years of school seeing each other in classrooms, cafeterias, and schoolyards. Throughout the time we have spent together, we have all made unforgettable connections. We expected to have time in these last few months of high school to adjust to a life without seeing each other daily. With this virus, we did not get that. Maybe it taught us not to wish something good away so soon. Even though many of us will be going our separate ways after today, we will remember each other. And even when we are socially distant, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat will keep us connected. But knowing that doesn't make it much easier to leave all of our great memories behind. In the words of Winnie the Pooh, how lucky we are to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard.
When we started high school, I remember thinking it was so strange that our graduation year would be 2020. In other words, a year of double digits that would not happen again for over 1,000 years. A new decade, the start of something better. But then a global pandemic we now call COVID-19 came out of nowhere. Just like the frosting on a cake, even after a few hundred years, our country is now finally recognizing the racism that still exists. Let's just cut to the chase and get it over with. We committed ourselves to 12 years of education. We were ready and thrilled to celebrate, just like the many graduating classes before us. Yes, we get it. We're not going to live the milestones that belong to high school seniors. The coming of age experience may not play out the way we had hoped. Realize that you are 100% entitled to grieve. We lost many opportunities. A traditional prom, scholarship banquet, senior breakfast, and of course, graduation. Quite a few of us also planned on traveling to new destinations. The phase of bouncing back has never seemed harder. You all deserve so much more. The not-so-breaking news is that COVID-19 was completely unexpected, but it also compromised what we take for granted on a daily basis. You must be thinking I'm talking about paper products, but in all seriousness, we've all felt the burdens of a global pandemic. In this situation, we can finally understand the value of friends, family, and other loved ones. We also must realize how time is like water running through the cusp of our hands. It slips away from us. You saw how fast high school flew by. We started high school only 4 years ago. It's odd for it to feel like yesterday, yet forever ago, at the same time. With that being said, take the time you have to say thank you to the people who always stand by you. Show the ones you love how much they mean to you. Go through each day as if it's the last, because tomorrow is never guaranteed. With the little time we have on earth, pursue a life that sets your soul on fire. No one, not a parent, peer, or teacher, can limit what you can do in this lifetime because they already have a preconceived notion of you. The only person you have to impress is yourself. For crying out loud, you were a part of the graduating class that had no choice but to adapt to COVID-19 and let go of everything that came with senior year. You are untouchable, so why feel otherwise? You all have the power to create meaningful lives. With the difficulties we've had to endure, you can now find even more motivation to chase whatever your heart may be after. To top it all off, no one else has as much drive to make a difference in the world. Each and every one of you is capable of bringing about change, even in the smallest of ways. It's up to you to find out how you will leave your mark. What can I say? We all worked so hard to get to this point. Graduation is no laughing matter. Let's give ourselves a pat on the back for not only surviving high school, but also for persevering during difficult times. I have no doubt in my mind that this will go down in the books. I wish the class of 2020 the best of luck and fully anticipate many of you to make headlines.
My name is Ashley Mann, and I would like to begin my salutatorian speech by thanking those who have helped me get to where I am today. I would like to give thanks and acknowledge my parents, who have always believed in me and encouraged me to pursue my dreams. I would also like to acknowledge the teachers, staff, and administration who have supported me endlessly. My friends and all the students at PHS who have helped me grow into the person that you see today. Thank you all. To our class, the class of 2020, congratulations. I want to start by reminding each of you where we have been. It's been a wild ride, from absolutely dominating our sophomore year bonfire to multiple trips to state and athletics, to memories with one another that will last a lifetime. Our graduation is a celebration of all that we have accomplished. Although these last couple of months have not been easy, we have made it and we should rejoice in this achievement. Born during the time of 9/11, now heading into the world on our own during a global pandemic and racial crisis, we are a generation symbolic of our resilience and determination. This isn't the graduation ceremony any of us have expected, but tomorrow isn't promised. The thousands of lives taken by COVID-19 were people who once thought that they would continue living to see tomorrow. George Floyd thought that he was buying something at a convenience store. Breonna Taylor thought that she was going to enjoy a night in with her boyfriend. Ahmaud Arbery just thought that he was going for a run. Countless tragedies remind us that our time is finite and is to be spent wisely and take absolutely nothing for granted. Every day presents an opportunity to make a difference in the world. The future started yesterday, and tomorrow starts now. We're already late. We cannot afford to wait to make a difference. We have often been asked, what are you going to do with your life? My answer to you is to find the one thing that you can't not do. There's a quote that reminds me of this. Ignoring your passion is slow suicide. Never ignore what your heart pumps for. Therefore, go and do what makes your heart pump and follow it endlessly. Never let it go. Educate, empower, inspire, speak softly, listen loudly, love infinitely, lead by example. I urge you to empathize with others, follow your passions, and make a difference every day. Don't let outside distractions or your own insecurities hold you back. Because what the world looks like in 10 years is completely up to us. Let's make it a world to be proud of. I believe that there is no room for growth when you're too comfortable. It is crucial to invest in yourself and your community. The things you do after this have consequences. Make sure that they are positive and impactful. See the value in giving back and building your community and do it the best way that you can. You can start small. When you help one person, you help everyone. Do not rob yourself or the world of your talents. We are graduating in the most powerful time to be coming of age. Be the change that you want to see in the world and be it now. Collective hearts and voices, when put to positive action, will make an impact. Together, we are stronger. Together, we are unstoppable. Class of 2020, the time for us is now. Thank you. And once again, congratulations to us all.
Welcome to today's graduation ceremony for the Parsons High School class of 2020. Friends and family, our first graduates are Sanaya Marae Anderson, Sayana Marie Anderson, Zion Cantrell Nat, congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Dakota James Austin. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduates are Brett Robert Baldwin, Megan Lee Baldwin. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Riley Benjamin Austin Ball. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Jacob Dwayne Blackburn.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is David Allen Virgil Connor. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is William Allen Clyde Daniels. Congratulations. A lot here up there. Yeah. Proud of you. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Keegan Jace David. Congratulations. Yep. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Jeanette Dominguez Ortiz. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Peyton James Evans. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduates are Baxter Killian Finley, Heather Gale Finley, congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Alyssa Louise Garmacher. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Brianna Nicole Harris. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Ariana Marie Hinman. Congratulations. Our next graduates are Miles Eugene Hogan, Croy Eugene Hogan, congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Jeffrey Michael Houston. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Draven Wesley James. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Michael Peter Jansen. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Jamie Lynn Jeffries. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is the co-salutatorian of the class of 2020, Kylie Nicole Jenkins. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Aubrielle Ryan Johnson. Congratulations. Welcome to today's graduation ceremony for the Parsons High School class of 2020. Friends and family, our next graduate was selected by the faculty and staff as a recipient of the Acacia Citizenship Award. This award is presented for excellence as an exemplary young citizen who has demonstrated a marked respect for country, assumed responsibility for improving school and community, and has shown reverence for life. Congratulations to Daquan Frederick Johnson. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Ozzie Michael Kendall. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Ashley Brianne Lee. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Micaiah Ann Rochelle Logan. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Isaac Alejandro Long. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Ezekiel David Lyons. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate was selected by the faculty and staff as a recipient of the Keisha Citizenship Award. This award is presented for excellence as an exemplary young citizen who has demonstrated a marked respect for country, assumed responsibility for improving school and community, and has shown a reverence for life. Congratulations to Holly Allison Marlowe. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Alexia Lynn Martinez. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Alexis Nicole Meyer. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Kayla Danielle Myers. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Brianna Rochelle Nance. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Aiden Christopher O'Banion. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Mason Tyler Peak. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Alexis Ray Perez. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Victoria Dion Peters. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Anthony Ronald Posier. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Naeli Naomi Ramirez. Congratulations. Our next graduate is Mariah Elizabeth Reeves. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Noah Charles Ryan. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Piper Riley Sanders. Friends and family, our next graduate is Taylor Mackenzie Shearhart. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Christiana Nicole Silva. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Danielle Mamie Smith. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Andrew Jeremiah Stammer. Yes. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Michael Bradley Stout. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Trevor Michael Strathy. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Pierce Owen Thomas. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Reese LeVay Thurman. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Katrin Alyssa Tierney. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Quentin John Trout. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Madison Eliana Vaughn. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Tamira Nakaya Vaughn. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Allison Louise Ray Ward. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Lindsay Ann Westhoff. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Derek Mackay Williams. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is Fisher Lynn Woodman. Congratulations. Friends and family, our next graduate is the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Alexis Dawn Harper. Congratulations.